And we are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, another epic VeVe live stream. Today, we don't have a drop, but we do have a new VeVe and Ecomi community update video. I think this is something that the people have been wanting, so I think it's going to be important. I've only got a chance to dive into a little bit of it, so we're going to be able to watch the whole thing together on stream today. Shout out to everyone joining the live stream tonight. A little late night action, back on the grind with the late night videos. I think this is an important community update video. Shout out to everyone who was also in the Twitter spaces tonight. Shout out to Ryan, shout out to DK, shout out to Cam, Crypto Cam, I think it is. Held an amazing spaces tonight, had a bunch of VeVe content creators. We had Taps, we had NFT Pirates, we had My Collectibles, we had Sam Ellis in there. We had pretty much everybody in there. Shout out to everyone else who I didn't mention. VeVe Vibes was in there. Shout out to everyone who joined that live stream or that Twitter spaces tonight. I think it was very helpful. It was fun for me to finally get back in the Twitter spaces. Shout out to Gary joining in. We got Nick TV. Let's go. Shout out to everyone joining in tonight. I haven't even gotten a chance to watch this entire video just yet of the community update video because I was in the Twitter spaces the whole time just getting done. So wanted to dive on. I'm excited. You know me, anytime I'm excited about a brand new Alcon video, or we got David, Dan. I think we got also Alex from the VeVe team in this community update video. Wanted to dive into it, show my reaction to it, and just to go over with you guys. I haven't even got the chance to watch the entire thing just yet. Only little bits and pieces of it before that Twitter Spaces took off. So I'm excited to dive into it. I hope you guys are excited to dive into it. We're gonna go over pretty much all the points. Nick TV. I haven't got a chance to watch this entire video, so I'm gonna watch the entire thing with you guys. I only got a chance to really watch, like I said, bits and pieces of it. We got Kelvin in the building as well. Shout out to my guy, Kelvin. How we doing, fam? All right, I'm going to share my screen just a second. Here we go. Again, starting from the beginning, it's about 40 minutes long. I'm probably going to stop it, here and there, go over some parts if I think it sounds exciting, maybe just to give my insight on it. But one more time, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's in that Twitter spaces tonight. Even if you were just in the crowd listening, tuning in, I appreciate you guys big time for tuning in, joining, listening. It's my first, back into the Twitter spaces. So, it just felt good to come back with the fam, talk to everybody. You can definitely see me back in the Twitter spaces a lot more on the regular. I'm excited.
Everybody for joining us. This is the next in a series of monthly State of the Union type updates that we'll be doing on a regular basis to make sure everybody stays in the loop on all things VeVe and Ecomi.
Let's go.
Everything said here is just for community update purposes and not financial advice. That said, I'm Alex G, head of marketing at VeVe, and I'm joined today by co-founder and COO Dan Crothers and co-founder and CEO, Mr. David Yu. How are you guys today?
Real quick, let's just start it off by saying, shout out to Alex, shout out to Dan, shout out to David. Look what David's got in his background right off the bat. As we play this video, I want you guys to really dive in all the details, all the details. I think this one's really got a lot of people excited. Just to show what he's got in his little collection here. He said before that anything he has in his collection, he wants to see on VeVe one day. So let's dive into the video.
Very good. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks. Excellent. All right. So this is now our second video together, pre-recorded. But, we'll hopefully have this out within the day or two, so not much will change, I don't think. Fingers crossed, like it did last time. But we'll touch on that in just a bit. Speaking on some of those changes between when we did the last video and when it actually came out, we made a decision to disable transfers of collectibles between accounts as a way to really put the screws to the bots. You want to tell us a little bit more about where we're at with that process and how we're looking in terms of re-enabling collectible transfers at some point, Dan?
Yeah. So, the team has been working very hard on bot protection. Obviously, the community was getting frustrated about it, and obviously we're also getting frustrated about it. So yeah, very pleased with the progress that the team has made. That they put really a massive dent in the ability for bots to participate in the way that they have been over the past months. And we've already seen a number of bot programs shut down, and some of them have even just run off and disappeared with people's money. And I mean, this is just as a PSA, you're buying a program off someone who is a scammer, who is more than likely going to scam you. So just something to keep in mind if you see that kind of stuff coming up. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling very happy with what we've done on the bot side of things, and we obviously will still continue to make improvements everywhere we can. In terms of collectible transfers, we will be bringing that back in, and that will more than likely come into play when the first phase of the Master Collector program comes out, which we'll touch on a little bit later. For the reason being is that, the Master Collector program really identifies who are the, a legitimate user who holds collectibles, who collects sets, participates in the app, and therefore, we can determine they're a fairly legitimate user. And at that point, if you are at a certain level or a certain rank, you'll have features like collectible transfers.
I think that's going to be big. So now you have to have a certain rank in order to kind of have that feature. That's going to be good.
Re-enabled. But in the meantime, obviously, people can still continue to buy and sell through the VeVe secondary market.
Excellent. Okay, great. And in the meantime, we're continuing to kind of weed out all of the remaining kind of bot accounts that had listings. And obviously after the 30 days, they'll be automatically delisted, but we're also going through that, somewhat nightly process of kind of removing some of the quote unquote farms. So shout out to the support team who's been working with all of the feedback from the community into getting those delisted and making the secondary market a little bit better of an experience for everybody. So appreciate your patience, everybody. Thank you on that and dealing with us while we make sure to clean everything up. All right, next up on the agenda, we had recently had some cool utility and airdrops from Matt Gondek, artist Matt Gondek.
Shout out, Matt.
We had a couple of things actually come with that drop. There was a secret rare airdrop for holders of Failure Control from the Deadbeats. There was a Deadbeat street print for holders of the full set of weapons racks. And then there was a little Easter egg of the matte animated Deadbeat when placed next to the black and gold weapon rack, what I thought was really cool. And Matt was instrumental in bringing those ideas to the table, and we were excited to help him bring those to fruition. David, do you want to talk to us a little bit about our kind of general gifting and utility philosophy, and if we might be able to see some of those types of things with artists moving forward?
Yeah, thank you. We pride ourselves very, a lot in VeVe that we do want to bring more and more utility to these NFT that our holders are owning. The whole idea is to reward, holders with surprises. What else will these NFT do outside when you first own these and using the AR function? So we do work closely to curate programs, and I think we have done that with a couple of the Pride, the Rewind collectives this month. Some couple of them have now, the initial two that came out, Cleopatra, Amelia, have now turned into utility that with the moving video. And just going back, we are going to continue to work with each individual artist to come up with new creative ideas. And Matt has really demonstrated, another different level of utility. Rather than just selling it, he's giving it to the fans who, he wanted.
If anyone's unfamiliar with Matt Gondek and what this utility was, Matt Gondek is an artist on VeVe, and he rewarded all of his past holders. He had 2 drops before, a poster and then a weapons rack collectible set. And so he rewarded those set holders with 2 airdrops, 1 each. So I was holding on one of those posters, and I got a free airdrop collectible from Matt Gondek, just in case if anybody's unfamiliar with that utility he's talking about.
give everyone have something apart from the first what they own.
Great. Yeah. And then, utility doesn't stop there with not only, as you mentioned, collectible upgrades in the case of Rewind Collective, but ideas about, animation when placed next to another collectible, or even just airdrops as Matt Gondek did, but also moving into things more like we did with Golden Moments, for instance, where we had, Disney Plus subscriptions, or upcoming, we've talked about it a lot, promo codes, in enabling some of those types of things to enable new marketing programs with our licensing partners, et cetera, or even possibly in-person events. Is there anything that you're looking particularly forward to in terms of the promo code functionality without giving any hard details away?
Yeah, I think with the month of May and June, we'll see a lot more NFT that we're releasing with our partners that will have a lot more utility built behind it. And obviously you touch a major point about, in-person events. Eventually, if any of these artists do run a solo shows, if you own something, it could be an entry tickets to these events. And that's the whole idea of building behind the utility value is having that exclusivity for you to do X amount of things with it.
Awesome. And I'm just going to skip ahead quickly as we mentioned, in-person events. Obviously we mentioned on the last video that we were going to be attending a few different events this year, one of which is both decons. So two of which are both decons. So not only London, but the flagship event in Anaheim. And we are actually really excited to get that relationship kicked off very soon, actually, with an ongoing relationship with the decon team. As mentioned, we'll be attending both of those events, but we're going to actually be doing regular drops leading up to each of those events, where we have a full slate of drops planned for those event weekends, but also possibly a kickoff party. Actually, it's not possibly. We are having a kickoff party here in LA at the 3D Retro Vinyl Toy Store. It's an amazing store, an amazing space. They have a lot of murals, and we're going to have some artists involved as well, and possibly even some utility for those attending. So please stay tuned for details on that. We'll have more info in the coming weeks, but we're really excited to kick that off with the Decon team at 3D Retro at an event on June 4th here in sunny LA. Well, here in LA, sunny LA.
I definitely want to have to get to one of these Decon events. A lot of people told me, I should have went to the last one. I was trying to get there. I just got to plan it to where I can, actually make a road trip out of it and drive out there, because I don't want to fly out there by myself. I'm down to fly with a bunch of people, especially from the VeVe fam, but I can't be flying alone. Really don't like flying alone.
I hope it's sunny there in New Zealand. So, but all right, moving on. Speaking of artists, we have another artist coming to the platform this week that we're really excited about. Mr. Patrick Hughes, the inventor of reverspective art. Now, this is something that we have, it's unlike anything we've done on the platform thus far. And I'm really excited about it. I'm going to roll a little video. And David, do you want to talk about it while I roll this?
Yeah, let's do it. We extremely lucky because, Patrick is now 82. He's been an artist for over 60 years, having his first solo show in 1961. And I know of his work because I attend a lot of these art fairs around the world. And a lot of you, if you're into art, you might recognize Patrick Hughes himself and some of the work that he has done. And basically, they are made on canvas, but they are also 3D canvas. They kind of pop out there like concave in and out. And when you're standing from side to side, it gives you that optical illusion
I like it.
of that painting being there and also not being there, certain angle of the artwork. So you can see from the video here, as you move the artwork or you're standing from left to right, you'll see the work just basically being transformed and hidden away. This is the first type of the style of artwork that we are bringing into VeVe.
I like it.
His work, I think, in the gallery in Sotheby's, some of the auction house go as high as $250,000 US or pound, British pound, if not more. So they are very, very sought after art pieces for the collectors out there. We're very lucky to work with them. We do have a couple series that we're going to be bringing in out, and I think the first lot will be coming out very shortly. So hopefully you guys do stay tuned, and they will be ultra rare, very limited runs.
Excellent. That is very cool. I'm really looking forward to those because that art
I like it.
Nice and tricky. It's like almost like like if the pictures follow you or change perspective as you move, or rather reverspective as he coins. So really looking forward to that. Patrick Hughes is a big name in the art space, and this kind of perspective playing kind of vibe, and we're looking forward to having it on VeVe. We look real showrooms.
That's one of the major reasons why we decided to bring in this style in, because it really, that mixed reality and that AR in our environment, it really demonstrates that art very well. Number one is being augmented reality. You don't see the art pieces physically there. Then when you do see it, it brings you another dimension as you move around. And we think it will add really fun dynamic for our VeVe fans who wants to use it as a wall art or as another piece, as a hidden another dimension behind something. And
I like it.
We're looking forward to see a lot of these creativities coming out on the social posts.
All right, call to action, Vaultaholics. You know what to do.
Facts.
All right, let's move on then. Really excited for that. App updates. So we had some recent updates in the market. Dan, you want to tell us a little bit about reservations?
Yeah, so what the main update we've made here is because, there are hundreds of thousands of listings going through the market a week at the moment. And, we know that there are a lot of, mint hunters out there, or people who are looking to, really get in at that floor price level. And one of the issues that we were having previously is that, you might choose to buy, let's say, an item at the floor price, but by the time you go through the process and secure gems, etc., that item had actually already been sold out from under you. So we've introduced this a new feature called market reservations, where effectively, if you do hit the buy now button, very similar to how it works in drops right now, that particular edition or market listing will be reserved for you, and you will have X number of time to complete that purchase. Some of you might have seen that, if you are buying close to the floor price, and when you click on the buy now button, a message will pop up saying that this item has already been reserved. That means that somebody else is already in the process of going through and buying it. So really just a way to, ensure that if you're the first one to click that buy now, then you're the one who is going to get that, assuming you go through the payment process.
Cool. And I think there were maybe like a few issues when it first launched with some of the reservation time where people were able to kind of re-reserve things. I know we're doing some optimizations on that front that should be kind of ironed out by the time this video is seen. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whenever we roll out a new feature, sadly, it'll never ever be at 100%. So I think I mentioned a couple of times in our previous AMAs that a lot of these features always go through iterations, and they just, they get better and better over time.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, that takes us to roadmap and the question everybody wants to know about previously stated Q2 priorities. So let's talk about web platform, KYC, and everybody's favorite, payout. Where are we?
We are doing well. In fact, the web platform is already live in production. I think I've mentioned that on the last AMA. And then at the end of this week, we'll be inviting the first trench of users into the platform.
That's big.
And if you are one of those users, you will actually get an email from us to let you know the URL and how you can access it. You're more than happy for you to share that URL around. However, keep in mind that there are only certain accounts that have been whitelisted. So if you're not on that list in the beginning, you will not be able to log into the web platform. And the whole idea around here is that, obviously we have a lot of users. The web platform is a very big, new, complex, front end offering. So we're basically going to be bringing users in trenches. And I believe the developers mentioned that every 3 to 5 days we'll be bringing in new trenches. These trenches will get bigger and bigger, assuming, we don't find any major.
You guys think I'm going to be in that first trench? I hope so. Man, just to be able to experience the VeVe website. I know I'm going to live stream it. So I'm sure a whole bunch of other people will be live streaming it too. I think it's going to be awesome to watch. Just to, finally see. This is going to be a big catalyst. And I'm sure the website's not going to be perfect with everything right away. But that's going to continue to develop and, constantly get better.
And then aiming in May to basically have the web platform rolled out globally to all of our users.
Perfect. And in this kind of rollout, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think I mentioned last time as well that the web platform is just so much easier to use. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the app. I love waking up before I go to bed, check VeVe, the app, but the web platform is just.
Dan needs to go to the VeVe rehab too.
Well, I think users are really going to enjoy the experience on that.
Great. And at the time of the rollout to each of these different trenches, as you put it, will the full suite of features be available? So, gem purchases, showrooms, advanced filtering, etc.
We have most of the features are in place. I think the feed is still going through development at the moment, so that might be coming out with a coming soon message. And then the showrooms, etc., will be available. Still working on a few updates. Really our main priority was just to make sure we get the web platform out with all the major functionality in place, and then we'll more than likely go through a number of iterations with the showrooms. And in terms of the advanced filtering, I mean, we are offering a range of filters based on each page. I'm not going to say that it's considerably more advanced than what we're using now, but you can do things like very easily filter by brand, filter by rarity, whether it's drop date or etc. So, but like I say, overall the web platform is just a lot easier to use because of the larger format.
And then just quickly, I don't mean to harp on it, but the advanced filtering, and that is another thing that is going to be iterative, right? So there'll be phases in which we roll out, different ways to sort, and obviously.
I know Trevor was talking about that on the Twitter Spaces today. It's a little bit hard to search for things, and I kind of do agree with that. I think it will, like they just said, continue to get better and those iterations. So once we see that web platform, it's going to be a continuous iteration on top of that. And I just real quick, I love how David if you guys haven't noticed yet, the bottom right corner of David Yu's, video, he probably slid that in there thinking, David's, being slick, and the whole VeVe community has pointed that out, so quickly. It's just so funny because it's it probably is hidden there pretty good, but we're so much detectives in the whole community. We're trying to find the littlest thing, It's just kind of funny to think about.
Search is being worked on across the board, and that may enable things for. Will it enable things rather like searching for a specific mint number, for example?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it comes to development, our backlog of issues is obviously massive, but we need to prioritize things like, hey, let's get the web platform out before we start focusing on advanced filters and that kind of thing. So,
yeah, of course.
Anyone that was an OG from back in January last year knows the app has changed significantly and improved in many different areas, and we of course will always continue to do that.
Great. So with the web platform obviously rolling out first, that is necessary for the rollout of overall KYC and eventually payout. How are we looking on both of those points?
Good. So we've got all of our partners are in place. The development has been kicked off. All the front end UI is basically there and ready to go. So just really is just a matter of going through the development process on that side of things. We're feeling very comfortable on the compliance now. And in that all, the KYC obviously links it all in directly into payouts as well. And I just want our fans to understand that, we know that this is a feature that is highly sought after and in high demand. We're absolutely not resting on our laurels. It's one of our, priority one projects to get out there at the moment. And it's, we want to make sure that we roll it out with a solid solution that's going to work for all of our users, not just people in specific regions. And, that's something that we're really focusing on. So still feeling confident on the timeline there. And I guess I'll give you an update on the next day and day.
Right on. Okay, awesome. I'm sure everybody will be glad to hear that we are on track.
Like, the thing about this is they're preparing to be, one of the biggest platforms in the world in digital collectibles. So they don't want to rush this, meeting compliances. There's so many different laws and regulations, especially the new ones that just popped up. So they want to make sure that everything, all their I's are dotted, all their T's are crossed, and then they're going to make it happen. When you have the biggest brands on board, like Disney, they're probably making sure that everything is, triple checked and everything like that. So I don't mind at all that they're making sure that it is going to be done right when they do it.
All right. So with the recent changes in, collectible transfers, gem transfers, etc., that has significantly weeded out some of the bot activity at drops, that has basically caused us to change a bit of a priority in terms of what we're focusing on as far as roadmap goes. And as such, waitlist feature is not going to roll out in April, obviously, because we're the last week of April after all, but it is still in progress, right? It's still in development. Is that correct?
Waitlist is actually completely finished now.
Okay.
It has already been deployed to the production environment. We just haven't yet completed our first waitlist drop. And Alex, mostly it is for the reason that you mentioned that, with the success that we've had against the bots and keeping the community clean, we're very happy to see that a lot of our legitimate users are managing to secure collectibles in the drops now. So for that reason, I want to make sure that I'm prioritizing the right things, and that's really, we want to get the web platform out, KYC. So waitlist, more than likely in May, we will do a test waitlist drop. Should we say what that's going to be, Dave?
Yeah.
Ooh, Alpha, I love it. Let's go.
Look at his smile.
There's nothing super exciting.
I gotta rewind this. David's so happy. Look at this. I love David's smile and his laugh. It's great. Look, he's so happy. I guarantee you it's the VeVe sign. That's what it feels like. This is like his pride and joy right here. I'd be just as happy.
Want to get the web platform out, KYC.
I can't wait to hear what it is.
More than likely in May, we will do a test waitlist drop. Should we say what that's going to be, Dave?
Yeah.
Ooh, Alpha, I love it. Let's go.
Well, it's nothing super exciting. It's basically going to be a blind box. And that blind box, there's going to be 4 collectibles in it. And those 4 collectibles is a white V, a white E, a blue V, and a blue E.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Hopefully we managed to get them all, but we'll see. So yeah, the whole idea.
Oh my gosh, this is actually so genius. This team is filled with geniuses. I think they're low-key playing this. That's actually so smart. Think of how genius that is. Who's gonna get the V or the E and not complete it all? This might be one of the most completed sets. Because every single person, one is going to want the first ever VeVe drop collectible. And whoever gets the E or the V, you're going to get the whole set to complete the name. That's gonna be awesome. You know, that's gonna be the first of the VeVe drops. That's awesome.
I want our fans to be able to put the VeVe logo in their showrooms. And you know, with the waitlist test drop, we wanted to do that with something you know, that was a VeVe IP rather than you know, one of our IP partners. So that'll be the first waitlist drop that is coming out.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I know people have been requesting a VeVe logo for the showrooms, and I'm glad to hear that that's only going to be, what, $100 blind box? Is that?
I think it was 200, wasn't it?
oh, even more, even better.
You know, people got so mad right there. Oh my gosh, that's so great. I thought it was actually going to be the whole VeVe logo like at once. That's actually like that's so smart to break it up into individuals.
It's $200, no, $300, and there's 200,000 of it. That's just silly, right?
Ooh, shots fired. Okay, let's go then to next on the list, MCP. Everybody's asking about MCP still because we cannot wait. Give us an update.
Yes. So first phase of MCP on all of the back end is all completed, and
Let's go
to the front end. And just a reminder, phase 1 of MCP is within the app. You will basically have your level, you will have your ranks, and you will have your points. So on the front end, actually within the app experience itself, you can expect that in the profile, you will see your level, you will see your points, you will see your rank.
Oh man,
as you level up, you know,
things are about to get competitive. I'll tell you that right now, fam. I really do think things are going to get really competitive as soon as we start seeing these official numbers. I already know my competitive juices are flowing right now, and I can only imagine what people who like the whales out there that are thinking right now, you know. And so, especially once we can start seeing these ranks and everything on people's profile, you know, what's a blue check worth to a lot of people, you know? I think these master collector ranks are going to be a huge deal. More so than people think at first. I think it's going to be like a fun little thing, maybe for like a year or so, maybe like 12 months. Who knows, right? 6 months, 12 months. I think as time goes on, as that status symbol means a lot more to people, kind of like the blue check mark, whether you think it should mean a lot or not to people, it does mean a lot to a lot of people. I think that's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to help out too, just buying from real people. This way, you know that, okay, this is a verified, you know, rank, level, etc. Instead of just like a brand new person, random account, no profile picture type thing, you know.
Within the app, you'll get, you know, the big confetti, fireworks, you know, and a big congratulations. Now, one of the, I think I'm still confirming this with the developers, but obviously, as we have so many users, and you know, going back a year of data. Every single user, that's every market transaction, store purchase, etc. The way that the MCP will initially work is that you will, if you're an existing user, you will basically need to opt in to it in your profile section, and then when you opt in, it'll basically start doing your retrospective calculation. That might take, I don't know, a few hours or whatever. And then once that's happened,
that is awesome.
You will then be basically enrolled in the Master Collector program.
So again, everything's retroactive again, guys. So if you had, you know, 40 sets and then you sold them off and you only have 5, you're going to be rewarded, you know, for one, purchasing the full set, getting those completion bonus points, but then also every day you held on to them. So I think that's going to be big time. I wish the feed and like the engagement and stuff like that on the social app are also retroactive, but I'm kind of leaning towards I don't believe they are, because the way they spelled it out in that Master Collector Program article, it sounded like only like the purchases, the marketplace transactions. It didn't sound like the feed and everything like that was going to be retroactive, which I wish it was, because we get 25 points a day and never stopped using the feed. So I hope that's retroactive as well too.
So I'm feeling confident that we're moving along very well on that one, with, you know, keeping in mind of the 15 to 20 other major projects we've got going on in the background.
Of course. Well, that's good. I think that's probably the first we've heard that, you know, obviously we've outline the phase 1 versus phase 2, etc. But to hear that is in development and that the retroactive points will be calculated with an opt-in, I think that's all great news.
Definitely.
Because I think people have been excited to see their point totals.
I'm so excited.
And, you know, hopefully some kind of leaderboard at some point. So
yes,
good to hear that that's in progress. Okay, next up. So interoperability, we talked about this last time, but there has been a resurgence of questions around when our metadata is going to be viewable on the Mutascan. And I don't know if you've heard, but we actually have the first official Batman on the blockchain, licensed Batman of DC, back in 2020. Is that correct? Wow, I had no idea. So when do we get to see that metadata on a Mutascan?
Great question, Alex. We've got it in the backlog at the moment. I'm really hoping to get that kicked off this month. But, you know, we have a lot of other main priorities at the moment, like, you know, for example, OMI utility program, MCP. You know, really it's a matter of juggling, you know, these sort of main features, getting the web platform out, KYC, payout, etc. So, you know, I do wish that we could just get everything done and one big hit and then, you know, just walk away. So it is on the backlog. It is definitely coming higher up the list. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to give you a better update on that by the next AMA. I mean, the job isn't super big, but like I say, you know, from my perspective, there's just certain other features that we want to prioritize at the moment.
Yeah.
But, you know, really, Alex, you know, to your point, any VeVe OG knows that Batman Todd McFarlane number 100 was the very first collectible dropped down the VeVe platform back in 2020. So no matter what other marketing companies say about being the first NFT of XYZ, you know, I mean, we all in this community know the truth.
facts.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to when we get to see that metadata to kind of put the rest of the FUD to bed, even though it seems to come in waves.
Now, saying that, we all know that in the community, and I think in the future, maybe as time goes on and we get these new features that are more of a priority in the moment right now, web app, KYC, MTL, a bunch of these things. I think after all these things happen, then maybe they start contacting DC and maybe kind of put the real true narrative out there in articles. So when people do Google it, they know the real truth. I think that will happen eventually.
No, but, you know, obviously we are in contact with those partners and, you know, there's maybe not anything else that we want to do in terms of making a big stink about it, but we know, our users know, the app knows, and eventually the metadata will show. So that's all we need to say on that. Okay, we talked about this last time as well. Artist Alley, I know we've made maybe a little bit of progress on this. You know, obviously with the web platform coming, that it's kind of facilitating some updates here. David, do you want to talk a little bit about the quote unquote Artist Alley update?
Yeah, so the Artist Alley will be coming out after the web platform started. It is going to be a special section for the web only because the new payment mechanism that we have built in with our partners to do that. There will be one-on-ones coming from artists. It will start off in the first few weeks with existing artists that we're already working with, and then we will be bringing in our partner artists from the studios. And there's a huge list, which I'm under extreme NDA, can't disclose which artists will be coming out. You know, why is it taking a bit longer? A few things. Number one is the web platform, the payment mechanisms behind it, and most important is that the way we're going to be dropping it and the auction process of it. It will be something quite new for our fans to experience that. So it's not like what you see in the VeVe app currently on the auction process. So that's going to be rolling out. They're definitely going to be AAA artists on board on this one.
That's awesome. That's huge.
These one-on-ones. I know David is hoping to get them all, but can you catch them all, Dave? I don't know.
You can't say catch them all on these.
I was just about to say, did I just hear what I just heard? Look at Dan. Dan's cracking up. Oh my gosh, this is a hilarious screenshot right here. The meme should be plot twist. Dan trolls about Pokemon. Oh my gosh, that is great. I got to hear this again.
So that's going to be rolling out. They're definitely going to be AAA artists on board on this one.
Nice.
I'm very excited to get these one-on-ones. I know David is hoping to get them all, but can you catch them all, Dave? I don't know.
You can't say catch them all on these types of videos, man. You just can't. I mean, come on. You know, now my timeline's going to be a mess.
We're all going to, that's probably what's already happening. You know, shout out to Comics and Crypto. He tagged me in something. This might be it. Let me check the timestamp real quick. Yep. Wow. This is hilarious. Shout out to the Ecomi and VeVe team, man. This is why they're so great. They love to, have a good time. That's what's so great about this is, we're all going through this journey together. Yeah, there's going to be ups. There's going to be downs, right? There's going to be delays. It's inevitable. But we're on this journey together at the ground floor. The people we've met, the connections we've made, we're going to remember all the friendships we've made, all the ups and downs together, years from now, decades from now. Telling, kids about our kids when we have kids, if we haven't had kids yet, about season 1, 2, and 3 on VeVe. VeVe BC, before crypto.
It's a lot. I guess I'm not even allowed to say May.
Oh, yeah. Well, great. I already said that back in January, so I'm already in trouble.
Yeah, well, May's coming this month, isn't it? So, yeah.
I won't have to, dodge the question much longer, will I?
Yeah. Well, every year, May is a big month.
It is.
Starting last year. This year will be no different. We've got some good brands coming on board in May. Great.
We do.
What? This is insane right now. This is like the Mecca right here. This is the crazy info drop right now. This is a part that they want everybody just to skip by real quick.
Yeah, well, May's coming this month, isn't it? So, yeah.
I won't have to, dodge the question much longer, will I?
Yeah. Well, every year, May is a big month.
It is.
Starting last year. This year will be no different. We've got some good brands coming on board in May. Great.
We do.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to a lot of cool stuff. Obviously there's always going to be, stuff that we're excited about, but M space A space Y is looking especially exciting. So, all right. That said, let's move on to a question we get quite frequently. Obviously, people were very excited about this for good reason. Comics in showrooms.
Let's go.
Update here.
Sadly, I don't have too much of an update on that one at the moment. It is still pending. Like I say, same thing. We've got a number of different priorities on at the moment. And, there are features that we want to be pushing out before Comics in Showroom, like the web platform, KYC, payout. So it is just really a matter of juggling.
As mentioned, the Q2 priorities, like they are definitely the priorities at the moment. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to talk about at all, or we want to wait a little bit on like what that is going to entail, like how they will appear? Or is that something you want to have more of a grand reveal for?
I think we can have a grand reveal for that one.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Okay. Let's move now to the Ecomi side of the house. Starting with some, further updates in what we talked about last time, Tokenomics. Since we had that last video, Reese has introduced the IMX bridge linking. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that's going?
Yeah, so IMX have rolled out their bridge now, so that's going to allow users to
Oh my gosh.
convert from layer 1 to layer 2, which is a great feature. And I believe that Reese has already put out an article about that, or if he hasn't, it's going to be coming soon. Just a little step by step on how you can go ahead and use that. And then, since our last AMA, myself and the other people in the token team have been spending a lot of time on the tokenomics and really just putting together a bit of an update. Obviously, as VeVe
Real quick, I just noticed something. I thought I saw this. This is a soccer ball, is it not? Is this not a soccer ball? You know how big soccer is worldwide? Football? We're talking about sports coming soon. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
The product has changed quite a bit. New regulation has come out, new features have come out that has put some distance between the token utility itself and the app. And that's absolutely something that we've been working to update. So we're just finalizing the last sort of features on that and exactly what those updates are going to be. And then I'll be working with Reese to get an update out to the community on what's going to be happening on the tokenomics side. And that obviously all really leads into the OMI utility program. I think Reese might have mentioned that on a previous AMA that is all getting kicked off from Q2. And there are some updates also to the OMI utility program, really just to make the ecosystem much more closely aligned, with the VeVe app and the OMI token. So looking forward to, finalizing everything on our side and then getting that out to the community.
And just for sake of breaking it down to the brass tacks, OMI to NFT is part of OMI utility program, and that will come with kickoff of the new. Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, that's as you can imagine, a frequently requested feature. Okay. All right, so I think that pretty much, or the last point, OMI in the app, update integration, no, okay. Oh, what about partnerships? I know Reese spoke about this on a AMA with Taps, shout out Taps.
Shout out Taps.
About OMI being available in certain other applications or games. Where are we at with looking at building kind of the larger ecosystem for OMI?
Yeah, I think just to kick that off from my side, I mean, obviously, we want to get these, revisions out to the tokenomics and really just make sure that, the whole OMI utility is very solid within our own platform. Anyone who's been around for a while can obviously understand that, we hoped a lot of these features would be out now, but, we've literally had the most crazy 12 months ever, probably.
Just to touch on this real quick. I always touched on it, so you guys that, I've been here for a while, you guys know the story, know the kind of growth patterns. But for anyone who wasn't really aware of what happened, in January 2021 was the first month that they went public. At the end of the month, they had 5,000 users total. At the end of February, the beginning of March, they had a total of 10,000 total users, just under 10,000. By the end of month of March, they grew to 180,000 users. So think about that time frame, 5,000, just another 5,000, and now you're at 200,000 users. It was like overnight. In weeks it happened. And they only anticipated about 30,000 total users in the entire year. So a lot of things got held back, pushed back, because they had to re-engineer this whole entire app to handle the load. So a lot of things got delayed. And so that's why, it caused a lot of FUD in the beginning when it happened. We came crashing down from all-time highs. But the people that stay convicted, are seeing those rewards now. And I think the same cycle is going to happen, 6 months from now, 12 months from now,
My life, and maybe Dave's, and more than likely Alex's. We're just dealing with the growth, making sure that we're getting drops out, pleasing licensors and our users. So once we get the tokenomics updated and then that out to the community, then we do have a number of partnerships that we will be announcing. And the whole idea here is really just to expand the opportunity of the Ecomi utility. We obviously work with a lot of companies. We have a lot of companies approach us to say, can we use Ecomi or can we integrate Ecomi into our app or into our game? Now that we sort of finally have been able to come up for air and be able to focus again on the Ecomi utility program, that is definitely something that we're looking into, and we have a few projects on the go at the moment.
Nice.
On the go.
Excellent. Okay. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the update. I would want to add, not an agenda point that I had here, so not to surprise you, but generally wanted to talk about scaling quickly on the team. I know I'm very excited that I'm growing my end of the team on marketing side. We are happy to have some new faces that we'll introduce when we see fit, but we are building out the efforts, and you'll get at some point you'll be able to stop wondering when marketing, because it'll be very apparent. Obviously a lot of that is kind of contingent on getting some of these big ticket items out the door.
That's exactly it. A lot of times you keep hearing, when marketing, when this. It's like they don't want to bring in, millions of users to an app when we don't have the web app, when there isn't KYC, when people can't cash out. Again, we just covered it, I think, in the Twitter spaces today. I think that's also why we don't see a lot of the social features on the VeVe app, working just yet, like searching and all this kind of stuff. I don't think they want to bring in tens of millions of users just yet. They want to keep growing at an organic rate, of course, but they don't want to have, Disney marketing us like crazy, all these huge brands, really spend time, money, work on the social media app when, a lot of these big features aren't even here yet. Once these features are here, that's when I expect, the marketing to ramp up, the social app features to really, get, worked out, working smoothly, search features, all kinds of stuff. But I think we're just waiting for a lot of these big features first.
Again, web platform, KYC, payout rather, and then moving into Ecomi utility on the Ecomi side. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about other places in the company where we're scaling up and bringing some new faces on board?
I guess to be honest with you, Alex, I don't know. I don't really know where the sort of the FUD comes from with scaling. We basically hire people, new people every single month. Whether that's across legal, whether it's across marketing, whether it's development, creative, 3D assets. I think the fact that maybe we're not rolling out massive features on a daily basis perhaps leads to that assumption, but that's not how the world of development works. So the company always is constantly scaling. I think in the last month we've brought on, Dave, another 5 to 7 people plus additional contractors, etc. So we're always growing, to meet our needs internally.
Yeah, I think that's a good point about where that FUD is coming from. It's also probably from the fact that we're so present and visible in the community, and we're the only ones that are visible and present in the community, along with Reese and Noah. So not having visibility into any other areas of our company and our staffing is maybe weird for people, I guess. I don't know any other company that brings all of their employees out to the forefront, but keep in mind that is happening, and have any need to worry. We are growing at a really good pace, and I'm really excited about bringing more and more staff on, especially on my team, because I love to just grow and grow. David, anything else to add to today's update?
Yeah, not too much today. We are working, chipping away every little bit, every moment we have. Once again, if you don't hear from us, doesn't mean we're on a holiday or we just lay off. The quality of the products, it just needs to improve continuously. Then in the tech team behind it, The engineering behind this whole thing is becoming a much bigger app than we initial envision will be doing. We do apologize for all these delays. We're not here to make empty promises. As you guys know, it just does take time. If myself and Dan can be coding 24/7, we would be. It's just that it is a multiple moving part business. And we just want to make sure that it's better to bring out a robust product rather than a feature that we have to continuously be fixing. So it just does take a bit longer than usual. So please be with us. In the meantime, just enjoy the releases that we have. May is going to be, I think, coming up to season 3 or 4. It's going to be a very, very big season coming up, and we do love to see those pictures be shared on the social.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dan.
David made a great point there. He talked about, appreciate the stuff that we do roll out. And I think that gets overlooked because, we're all, me too. We're all excited for new drops, new grails, speculating on all these different things like Darth Vader, like we see all over here, right? Just appreciate too, like what has been dropped on VeVe already, like Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, all these legendary characters, Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, like you name it, right? I feel like it's so important. And whatever's the release next, maybe it's not the Darth Vader right away, but it's another crazy, awesome brand or collectible. Like, I think it's so important to just appreciate the amazing things that we do already have.
Anything before we wrap up here?
No, but pretty much covered everything on my side.
All right, excellent. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much for joining us for another VeVe community update. Again, we'll be doing these on a monthly basis with Dan and David, and then on a bi-weekly basis with Reese and myself on Twitter Spaces, likely. But until then, please.
Shout out to the Twitter Spaces. Let's go. Your boy JD feels good to be back in the Twitter Spaces. I definitely will be joining the Spaces a lot more often, so you guys can definitely see me in there.
Feel free to hit up the VeVe handles on socials, or you know how to get a hold of Reese and I on Twitter. And we'll do our best to get back to folks. But thank you very much for joining us, and we hope you have a good one, and we'll see you next time in May.
I had to do that, right? In May, of course. Shout out to the VeVe team, man. Amazing time. I can't wait to see everybody's kind of response. I think everybody's kind of excited to see everybody else's response. I know it was exciting for me to see. I think people just want to hear from the Ecomi team, all the updates and everything like that. I wonder if the animation company Pixar will animate one of or all of their NFTs they released. I definitely see that probably happening in the future. APB. I'm going to be signing out today. I just wanted to keep this one a short little video. I know most of my videos are like 2 hours, 3 hours long, sometimes 5 hours long, but I didn't want to stay up all night tonight, revert back to my 2021 summer days where I'm up at like 4 in the morning doing the live streams with everyone. And I had a great time doing that, but after a few weeks of doing that, it definitely caught up with me mentally. So I had to kind of take a break from that. But I just want to, get back in the rhythm of doing a whole bunch of different videos. Not just the live stream videos. I love doing that. Put on a little show. I'm going to also be branching out. We're going to be doing a bunch of interviews with a lot of people, bringing on a bunch of VeVe content creators, people from the community, all different types of stuff. So I'm going to be signing out. Just want to have a quick little recap reaction video to this one. I know a lot of people haven't seen the video just yet, and some people have, and I'm sure if I saw it already, I would have wanted to tune in and watch it again. I'm probably going to watch it again, see what kind of little gems I missed maybe. And I'm probably going to put out, maybe like a highlight video of just the important topics too. So I'm just trying to get back in the rhythm of doing a whole bunch of different content. So love you all as well. Appreciate y'all big time. December, APB, Kelvin. We got Jay Bass. We got everybody in here. We got Austin. Who am I missing here? We got Dumb Thing Science. Love the username. Shout out to everyone else I haven't got to, but I'm signing out today. Catch me on the next, whether that's live stream, drop, whatever the case is, video, Twitter Spaces now. I'm back. Shout out to everyone else who joined today. Had a great time, but I'm signing out. Appreciate y'all big time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. With all that said, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.